Hi, this is Lily, your friendly Toastmasters easySpeak assistant, and I'm showing you here how to create meetings on easySpeak. So that's the job of the VPE or secretary. So here we can go to the last meeting we had. This is the meeting that's coming up, and there's nothing else coming after that, because normally when you're at a meeting of the club, you have the previous meeting and the next meeting available up here. So when you're in the current meeting, well, the next one will be on the 13th of February. The next meeting I have now created, right? So I have created meetings until you'll find on the calendar the meetings that I have created here in bold on the calendar, and I have created them now until not quite the end of the year. So let me show you. Right, I'll need to go then to a meeting. If I go a year in advance, then you'll see we don't have any meetings here. So I'll go. Actually, there are hardly, look, this club has already scheduled their meetings for February 25. So if we go back month by month, we'll come to see where the meetings have been scheduled. And when you go to the last meeting that I have just scheduled, now I stopped scheduling it now so that I can show you how to do it. Because if I do it all till the end of the year, which I was going to do, then I won't have any place to show you how to do it. So here, the last meeting that I scheduled was the 24th of September 2024. And when you're in that meeting, there's no other event there. You can go here to new event, or actually, I believe that on the bottom, you can also create a new event at any time. So if you have other meetings between the two regular monthly meetings, you can always do a new event here. And the new event, if you do it from here, then it will automatically set for the second and fourth Tuesday of the month, because that's the way that we have our club set up to. Oh, can you see that? Maybe my photo is in the way. I better turn my camera off. Camera off. Okay, so I don't know whether you saw this. Here is where you click for the new event. When you're on the previous meeting, you normally see the next event here on the top. And you can also go down the bottom here and create a new event. So when you create the new event here, by just creating the next event, it will probably automatically set up for the next Tuesday when our meetings would normally be scheduled. And it is currently defaulting to the venue of the library, which I heard today will not be available for us anymore. So then you need to click on one of the other venues that we have already put in our list. And if we need to put anything else in the list, you can only do that when you have the access to the club control panel. So I've been putting to be advised until we know. And that means before each meeting, you need to go back into here, into the venue, and look for the venue that we want to use. So if there's anything else that you want to put in there, then you'll need to go to the club control panel. And the agenda is also a drop-down list. And these are the agendas that have been stored there. It may be that on the 1st of July, this defaults down to just one or two or three or four options. This VIC2 speech timings and video is the default, is what I have been setting all the meetings now, because I added the settings for timings. So when you create this type of meeting, you will see all the times on the agenda. And for some of the meetings that I've just set up, my name was still in there, but I'm adding the VPE as the meeting manager, because this will then appear at the bottom. And I've been taking the attached signature out because I may not be at all of the meetings, being a retiree and 5 years out of the VIC. So as soon as I've done that and I click submit, then that next meeting is already set up in that particular way as the next meeting was already in there, but the one after that is the first one that I set up. So you can see here, this meeting that I set up, when you click on the agenda, this is the way that the agenda looks. It's got all the times here because we wanted to have a check and a control to know. So currently, if we stick to these times the way that it is, it would go until 13:40. So it's a little bit more than an hour and a quarter. And I would normally have also had lines in here. We can add a line, for example, before the first speaker or before the Toastmaster introduces the first speaker, and between the evaluations and the speeches. This is something that I have done in the past, and it could be that it is the option on some of the other meetings. So these are the things that I can still show you, but I wanted to particularly show you how to create a new meeting and executive meetings also. When I create a new event here, you have the different types of meetings. Okay, it's a club meeting. You can see here, it's a Toastmasters meeting, a committee meeting, or another event. Now, we don't have any committee meetings since I think November was the last one that we had in our calendar. So I'll just show you, we'll go back January. We have the meeting there, which I think that was one that was cancelled, wasn't it? We didn't have one in January. That was actually non-existent. So in December, we also, okay, that's the executive meeting at the beginning of December, and that's still got a meeting there for, and see, this meeting didn't take place either. Okay, and it's written here in the comments, it was decided to have a winter break. This meeting has been cancelled, but it's still there on the calendar. Good. So here, when you're on the executive meeting, so what I'm going to do here now is create the new event. I don't know whether it will still give me the option for today. So we are now going to look for February the 6th. Yes, so that's today, starting at 12 o'clock. And it was an online meeting. So we're online here. Okay. And the meeting manager was Ria. Ria, what's your family name? Where are you? I can't see you. Why is Ria not there? Oh, sorry. Okay, good. So Ria invited for this meeting, and I will just save that here. And now to view this event, I'll just mark now who was there. And it was Ines, it was Mahmoud, it was Nikki, Rena, and Ria. Really, so many of us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us, right? So now we save this and we have a record of our meeting. And if you want to record the minutes, you can just here edit the meeting text, add the minutes in here, and then everybody who is on the executive, so the previous executive meeting, only the current executive committee members. So what the next thing to do is to add Hannah to the executive. So we need to go to this club setting to give her, otherwise she won't have any access and won't be able to do any of those things that we expect of the club secretary. This club directory. So these are the current club executive members, and we want to go to the club offices So Secretary Nicole is the Vice President Education, and she is now handing over the secretary position to Hannah. Submit changes. Remember, you must also submit changes in the key offices to Toastmasters International. So I am not one of the members, one of these 7 members who has access to Toastmasters International. So one of you, president or VPE, needs to go into TMI and add Hannah as the new secretary, and then she will have the access on TMI that she needs. And now that I have added her here, she will have the access through easySpeak to do what the secretary needs to do, right? So I've submitted the changes, and that has updated this club so that in the club directory now we have Hannah without a photo. So Hannah, if somebody has a photo of Hannah, or Hannah herself can add a photo to her profile, and then she will also appear here, and she will already appear under the club offices, right? So that was it. I wanted to show you the calendar, and I do recommend that you keep the meetings up to date. And as I mentioned on another video, when you post the minutes to the actual meeting, I mean, I was always putting my recordings there as well, but when you're making